Give it up for Michelle Buteau.
Michelle Buteau. Please meet my musical sidekick, my black Dr. Phil. Rob Lewis, everybody.
What up? Hello.
And please, also a round of applause for WNYC Studios making plus-size dreams come true, one flowy dress at a time. You could do it. Damn. Cardio is real. I am out of breath and I walked up 2 steps.
Stop it.
I can't. I need a Gatorade already. You guys look cute as fuck. I'm just saying. I've been here before. No, I'm just kidding. So when I was getting ready for the show, I was doing laundry, which is always like a moment for me, because I feel like people that do laundry right away just are better people than me. And if I don't do laundry for a while, I look like a hoarder. And I'm married, and so I always like split my laundry between me, husband, and house. And I make sure we always do house together, because I'm not about to fold his shit. And I don't want him to fold my shit. And I was like, oh my God, I have this roommate for the rest of my life. And I was like thinking about like the best and worst roommate I ever had. Also, I like to say his dick is my new roommate, because up close and personal. Ow. I look at it a lot. If you're in a relationship, you look at that person's crotch more than their doctor. It's insane. Don't get soft on me, bitches. We're only getting started. But here's a tip: if you have to be in someone's crotch, put on sunglasses. It's a whole new wild ride. You welcome. So I went to college in Miami. I'm originally from Jersey. I went to college in Miami. And I'm like, I always want to live in New York City, because my mom never wanted to take me to New York City. And I'm like, I'm going to go to New York City and be Puerto Rican. Because I'm not Puerto Rican, but everyone thinks I am Puerto Rican in New York City. And they were like, mommy. I'm like, I ain't got kids, but I like this shit. Like, always wanted to live in New York City. Finally got an apartment in New York City, and I was like, I can't afford this shit. And so I had to find a roommate, and I met this girl just like hanging out at the bars in South Beach, and she was gorgeous. She was like one of those people that everyone's always nice to, and I'm like, oh, she should be my roommate because it'll be an easier life. And you know, I'm not saying like we're all dimes, but you know, she's like all across the board, like people open doors for her and shit. She goes to the airport, people are nice. I go to the airport, people want to check my bra. You know what I mean? Like, so we lived together, and she was my first roommate and my last roommate because she was batshit crazy. And I don't know if it was a her thing or someone that like looks good kind of thing, but she was a hairdresser, you know? And I was like, cool, she'll help me out with my hair products. Kind of cheap. I was like, oh, okay. You don't realize someone's cheap till you like actually hang out with them. You know what I mean? And she also was obsessed with olive oil. So she always had it on her hair and skin. And all our doorknobs were like slippery as fuck, Rob. It was like the whole house smelled like Olive Garden. Then she had this all-white cat named Cocaine. You can't make this shit up. And this cat looked like the devil. This cat had like one blue eye, one red eye, and I was like, cat's supposed to look like that? I'm already not a cat person, especially like one that's like possessed and shit. And this cat was so fucking rude. Like, my door would be closed. This cat would figure out how to open the fucking door. Like, I would be changing, and the cat would open the door, just looking at me like, bitch, you done? I'm like, what? Then I would just be sleeping and wake up, and the cat would be on my head. I was like, this cat doesn't know black girl hair rules. You can't be touching my hair, bitch. And I remember, too, like, she loved dating skater boys. And that was like a very specific look back in the day. Like me, I was a bit heavier. I had shorter hair, but I was still cute. You know what I mean? I was like wide-eyed, bushy tail, just like taking like life so seriously. A lot of Ann Taylor Loft. A lot of sensible shoes from Macy's. You know what I mean? Just using all the coupons, trying to be like business and corporate. And she was just like before what I knew what boho was, like everything looked like a yoga studio, but I was into it. And so she loved like skaters, and it was a lot of Janko jeans and dirty sneakers. And I'm like, skaters are cool, but they just shit everywhere. I'm like, I can't do this. And sometimes she would have sex in the shower, like before I had to go to work. And I'm like, I understand you are fucking with dirty dudes, but hurry up. You guys look so fucking sad right now. Usually when I tell this story to a friend at a bar, they're like, shut up, bitch. You guys look like you want to hug me right now. But this is like all very important. This is like in my early 20s, and I'm just like, New York is so expensive. I have to be with somebody. I have to live with somebody. And I just realized there was like so many do's and don'ts when you live with someone. For instance, she was quiet, and I realized when you live with a quiet person, they get comfortable, and they don't shut the fuck up. If you're laughing, you're probably the quiet person. Cause you gotta edit, girl. You need to fucking wrap it up. Give it to me in a minute or less. I got to go to bed. Are you serious? Also, communication is key when you live with somebody. Make some noise if you have a roommate. Make some noise if you like your roommate. Make some noise if you don't like your roommate. Make some noise if you are with your roommate. You gotta take a survey. They're real quiet. It's fucking weird, Robert. I'm so glad I had a roommate because I feel like it prepared me for life, because marriage is like having a never-ending fucking roommate that you have to touch. Oh, girl, bye. But oh my God, I was like, communication. And she just like, in my mind, I thought like everybody had the same rules of etiquette, but we don't. Like, for instance, sharing. Like, it's cool if you use my ketchup, but you can't use my Manuka honey. Come on! That's like taking the last chicken wing and not asking a bitch. It's not even yours. Are you fucking serious? Using my soap in the shower? Get the fuck out of here. And she's smaller than me, using more soap? What the fuck she doing? Probably washing those skater boys, yuck. I couldn't. And when the walls are so thin, it's like you want to talk shit about somebody so bad, but you can't. Oh, my ass is clenched right now just thinking about that shit. Those times, those fucking times. And I was like, you know what? I'm never gonna have a roommate again. I'm good. Like, I just work twice as hard to pay for my own shit. I got a studio, and I would sit in the room and look at the whole room, the kitchen, the bathroom, the bedroom, everything in one fucking room. I was like, all mine, bitch. Are you serious? And then, yeah, it is awesome, bitch. And then when I started dating my husband, he had a roommate. And that's the thing, too. When you date somebody with a roommate, that is like the introduction to having an in-law. Right? Because you have to get along with them. And my husband's roommate at the time, now we were dating long distance, New York to Amsterdam, so there was no FaceTime, we were Skyping. And it felt like there was a little man in the fucking computer just churning away. Like, we'd get frozen for like a good 15 minutes, leave, come back, like. And my husband's roommate at the time was gorgeous. She was this tall black woman with like legs for days. I mean, picture Naomi Campbell a lot younger and not angry. This is what the fuck I was dealing with. And she was so nice too. And he'd be like, she's gay. And I'm like, but she's dating a dude. And he's like, to pay her bills. And I'm like, this is confusing. This is wildly confusing. I don't like this. And I remember we would like, talk about like how much we missed each other, and then she'd just like bump in and be like, "Hey girl, how you doing?" I'm like, "This bitch." And then she showed me what she was cooking. She's like, "I made us dinner. Wish you were here." And I was like, "I bet you fucking do." I can't. And the more we got involved, Robert, I was like, ooh, oh God, when you first start dating somebody, they bring out all the isms from high school. I was jealous as fuck. I was like, is she wearing a bikini top? Just around the house? That's cool. Oh, did she braise some chicken thighs again? That's cool. I wish I had that Golden Girls relationship where you just meet, or Kate and Allie. Anybody remember Kate and Allie? Come on, WNYC Studios, come through. You just meet somebody out of like the lowest point of your life, and all of a sudden you best friends. That shit didn't happen. But that bitch moved out. Shit. You ever had a roommate?
College.
Okay.
Yeah, my first, when I got to college, I was 17. I'm from Chicago, from south side of Chicago. Yeah, that's what's up.
You guys, you from Chicago? You just like the Shy? Cool.
That's what's up. North side, right? South side. Oh.
Okay. How old are you? 28. Oh, she too young.
Right.
I mean, not to date, just to know each other.
What up, baby?
Yeah, that's the right age to date. That is right. She going to H&R Block by herself? Yes. Yes. So you went to college young?
Yeah. I went to Berklee College of Music in Boston. That's what's up.
Y'all went there? Shit.
And yeah, I don't have a roommate from hell story. I got a story that
That's amazing.
my dude John. I don't remember his last name, but I remember John.
Yeah. Shout out
And this guy, he was just, and I'm real comfortable in my manhood, but I can really say that like this was a beautiful dude. Like he was like he had baby blue eyes and long
Rob.
hair. Like all the girls would be like, "Yo, who's your roommate, Rob?" And this dude was cool. He was real cool. And what I remember the most is that he would get these care packages from his parents. He was from Virginia, and I wasn't getting care package. My tuition was a care package, so that was, and that was it.
Love me some federal funding. Come
Straight
through,
up.
Betsy DeVos. Go ahead. I got you. I got us.
He'd get these care packages from his mom and dad. They'd have these letters in there, and they'd have
Hello, mother.
Oh man, he'd have canned goods and Chips Ahoy and Doritos and all this shit, and he'd be like. And he'd look over at me, he'd be like, "Yo, Rob, whatever's in this care package is yours too."
Aww.
Yeah. And I remember that, and I never really took advantage of that until he was gone one time. I took some Chips Ahoy. But
did you dunk that shit in milk?
nah, I didn't have no milk.
Oh.
You know how much milk costs in college? Nah.
This is so
But
sad.
yeah.
Milk and cookies.
Yeah, for my first year in college, yeah, John. So I don't know where he is, but I wish him well, because I remember that story.
Oh my God, that is so beautiful. My right nipple got hard. Listen, before we get on with the show, on the count of 3, can we all say thank you, John? Thank you, John. On the count of 3, bitch. Now I know who got high before coming to late night whenever. That's for sure. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, John. Oh yeah, let's get some more show happening.